Hi guys, and welcome to yet another very exciting Adobe Illustrator tutorial. And in this tutorial we are going to talk about the type tool or the type panel. Actually it is character panel inside the type panel options, but how to manipulate and change your text using the character panel. Well, some basic options are given here in the control panel also, but for them to appear, first of all you have to have selected some text, then they appear. But they are, as I said, limited and have some basic operations. To access the full range of character option, you should go to character panel. It's in Windows menu, go to type, and in type come here and click on character. Alternatively, you can click Ctrl T and this panel will pop up. If all the options are not showing up, then go to these four horizontal lines and where it says hide option. Now I did them. Click on this option which says show option, then all the options would be visible like this. So first of all, it is very simple. Let me select the text. Any text can work with it. Okay, touch type tool, it's a tool. Its option is given here, but we are not going to use this here because I'm going to do all tutorial about this in upcoming tutorial or maybe a couple of videos later. Okay, so the first option here is, of course, you can adjust the different type of fonts that you like. There are different type of text, beautiful ones, some even not about characters, something just symbols, and some mathematicals, and other languages text is also available in here. I'm gonna let the immediate pro to be at here, and then the second line comes here in which you can select, of course, the font style. You want it to be regular, italic, bold. These are the three standards that are mostly used in word processing programs, but you can use any one. There are some more options also here, and the first option on this button is it adjusts the font size. For example, if we increase it, as you can see, it increases its size. If we decrease it, it decreases its size like so. Okay, now I've gone to 138. I will bring it back to 60 point. The second option here is it adjusts the lines, the space between two subsequent or adjacent lines. For that, let me zoom into this paragraph over here, or this text. Actually I zoomed in too much. Okay, let me select it and then let me show you. As you can see, as I increase the points, the space between lines is increasing. If I decrease it, the space between lines is decreasing. So this one is for the increasing and decreasing of the space between two lines. The third option is called kerning. Of course, let me tell you the official name of this: line space increasing. Well, you can call it the space between lines, but its official name is leading. It is called leading in word processing programs. The third option here is called kerning, and what it does, it adjusts the space between two characters or two letters. For example, English letter here, and it adjusts their relative space between them, not their absolute space or uniformly increase or decrease space. It adjusts the space. For example, if I click here between T and U and zoom in a little so you guys can see clearly. Oh no, actually I have done too much. Okay, it's going to increase the space. If I change this place in here from 0 to 25, negative 20, let me go to negative 75. As you can see, the space between this T and U is being adjusted, but it's a visual adjustment of space relative to their position and their style of this one. The same amount if I adjust it between T and U. For example, I bring this to 75 also, it might look a little bit more. As you can see, the space between T and U is a little more, and between T and O is a little different, and it's much more closer to it. That's because it depends also on the shape of the letter that you are adjusting that speed of. You do not do this for all text because then it does not give you any option or something. You can just bring it to auto, or you can just bring it to 0 or something like that. To increase the space between all the letters, in your text or your word, you use this option, okay, which is called the tracking. Okay, so when I increase the space between here, as you can see, okay, it's increasing the space. Let's go to 100, and if I decrease it back to 0, it brings them back, the letters close together. So that's what that does. The other option in here is called the height, or the vertical height is controlled by it, or the vertical scale. Now you just look at the T, it's only increasing in size, but it's only increasing in the vertical proportion. It's not increasing horizontally. If I increase the size of the U here, but I use the second option, this one increases its horizontal space. As you can see, it's increasing the width or the broadness of the U, but it's not getting any taller, stuff like that. This one option, which says the baseline shift, if I click here with the selection tool, you see this invisible line. It's the baseline. It's like the line on your copy or a piece of paper that you have, you know, every word has to be attached to it. It shifts this. For example, if I select this whole text, then the whole shift baseline will be shifted or adjusted with this thing. But if I select only O, or maybe tutorial for this reason, and then push it up, and now as you can see, this blue line, which is their baseline, it has been shifted upward. And if I select it again, or maybe half of it, and then bring it back down, as you can see, now made a strange type of a word, tutorial. Some of the letters are at this baseline, some baselines is shifted here and here. So you can use this option to adjust their baseline. The last option, of course, is very simple one. It's for rotation of letters in your text, and considering your taste and your needs, you can create with beautiful text with it. As you can see, it's rotating T, but it's not, taking the space of any other letter in here. It's rotating it and pushing the other letters to the side so that the T is not mingled up with the other letters. Let me rotate E also. So as you can see, now we have created quite a funky type here. So, and these last options in the bottom ones, of course, these, if you select this one, it means all capital, where the 2T represents all capital letter. If I select this option, then it's change from capital to small or lowercase also, and stuff like that. This option change it into superscript. Superscript means that it shifts its baseline to something upper, and if this option bring it superscript to a little one, actually I have changed everything into superscript now. So these are for superscript adjustment. Of course, you can adjust the languages and stuff like this, which sort of character adjustment you want to do. English is fine for the moment. If from character panel we do not want to adjust individual ones, we can go to paragraph panel, and there are some options which I like to discuss with you guys, but let me come towards the paragraphs first. Okay, there they are. Okay, let me select them to effect them. Okay, the first option here is, of course, you can tell it to be aligned to the left, to the center, to the right. These are alignments option. These are for justification, left, center, right, justification done. And of course, this justify all lines, which makes a very weird sort of justification, because every line starts with the left and then ends with the right side. Even if that line has, like in here, only two words. In this one, actually it has one word and these two words. One is put here, and this unnatural, this long space is being given between them, and then another word is being given right over here. So I would suggest not to use that one ever. Maybe there are instances where you want to use it, but in the normal text and blogs writing, it's not used. These options given here, of course, it can left indent your whole paragraph like this. If you increase it, it's indented. Left indentation is done. This one does the right indentation. It indents it. I was maybe mispronouncing the word. The third option here is the first line indent. Okay, it increases the indents of the first line. Yeah, okay, let me decrease this and also make 0 the right indent. Then it will look a bit normal paragraphs, although it is Latin. Okay, something like that. Okay, now as you can see my first paragraph, and it is also a norm in writing and word processing word, that your one of your paragraph is ended, the other paragraph start, then the first word of the other paragraph must be a little bit indented, or it must start from a little space. It should not totally start from the left side in here. As you can see, it is indented only 15. We can increase this indentation of these words or the first line, or we can decrease it depending on your needs, of course. And these options down here, the two, it increases the space between the space two paragraphs. There is one paragraph, another paragraph, third paragraph. This increases the space at the beginning, this increases the space at the end. Visually they both look the same. As you can see, now they are increasing the space between them. I'm going to use the second option. It also does the same thing, but there might be a little slight difference in here that you might have noticed or you can use. So, and the last option here is to hyphenate. What does hyphenate mean is that bring this small word or hyphen when the word is long and this area of text is going to end, it writes the rest of the word in here, just like you write it on your notebook. When the word is longer and you don't want to waste the space here, and then you start writing the word and then you put a little hyphen which indicates that the word is not ended. If you click on this, uncheck this, then hyphenated words would not be written like that. All the words would be written like the way they are. But if you check it, then the words would be hyphenated. So just keep in mind, if you want hyphenation in your text, then do check this point, or if not, then click it, check it, uncheck it. So that was the talk about a tutorial about the character or type panel, which is very useful. And if you want to use Adobe Illustrator as a word processing program to write your text, there are so many options, and you can easily bring so many photographs and other stuff and put it in here. It's much more than some ordinary only word processing programs like Microsoft Word and stuff. You can do so much more in here, and it's really easy and it's very intuitive, and most of the basic functions are just like the same in any word processing program. If you learn this, then you do not need to use word processing program, Microsoft Word or something else like that. So you can process all your text material in here. So with that said, I think this tutorial has taken a little bit too long. I take my leave from you guys and hope to see you in the next tutorial, in which we will talk some more about type tools.